Hi, and welcome to a special presentation of Salesforce's Release Readiness. I'm Mike Torres. Sometimes we just have too much great content to fit in our small windows for live broadcast. Summer 16 is one of those instances. We hope you enjoy this great bonus content. But before we pass you over to the product team, there is something quickly that we need to hit on. Namely, we're going to be looking at our product roadmap today. So in order to properly set our expectations there, we need to review Salesforce's forward-looking statement slide. If you're unfamiliar with this slide, it urges Salesforce customers to make all purchasing decisions based only on currently available functionality. Easy as that. So without any further delay, I hope you enjoy this great bonus content.
Hi, my name is Bobby Jania. I'm a Senior Director of Product Marketing for Marketing Cloud, and I'm really excited to share with you two new products that we just released, Content Builder and Email Studio.
Hi, my name is Mihir Panchal. I'm the Senior Director in Marketing Cloud, focused on the Marketing Cloud mobile app, and I'm super excited to talk to you about the brand new mobile app for Marketing Cloud just launched a couple of weeks ago.
Hello, I'm Zachary Stavis, and I do product marketing for our advertising studio within Marketing Cloud. And I'm really excited to talk to you about how you can capture leads directly within Marketing Cloud.
Hi, I'm Luke Ball. I'm a Senior Director of Product Management for our social and analytics products today, and I'm going to be introducing you to the all-new Marketing Command Center.
So to start off, I'm really excited to talk about Content Builder, our new scalable content management system that we just released. And what we've done is we've finally taken Marketing Cloud and we've unified all of the content storage into one spot. So now within one spot, you can manage all of your assets inside of Marketing Cloud. Not just management, you can actually also create assets. So I can go ahead and create new images and even create more complicated things like a dynamic block or even a testing block. And then finally, we've really helped our customers streamline production because in addition to actually managing and creating the assets, we have workflows built in and approvals built in so that you can make sure that an asset is actually approved by all the right people before it's ever used inside of one of your marketing pieces. The next thing I want to touch on is Email Studio. And Email Studio is our new email editor that really can build powerful and sophisticated emails. So the first thing we did is we redesigned the way you actually create an email. So we have now one email creation flow. No matter how you decide to create an email inside of Marketing Cloud, you follow the same steps for that flow now. The second thing we did is we also unified the email send flow. So again, no matter how you're creating or how you're sending the email or what type of email it is, it follows the same steps in that send flow. And that really is going to help the marketer build confidence to make sure that email is right before they go ahead and send it. And the last thing is we've actually integrated even more with our automation products so that now it's even easier to automate a campaign, automate a workflow, and the likes of that. The email editor itself is now a block-based editor. So one of the lines we always talk about is we want to keep the simple things easy and the complex things possible. And with this block-based editor, the marketer really can use a drag-and-drop system to drag in either a text, image, HTML, or even more complicated things like dynamic blocks and predictive blocks. And this really simplifies the way to make those complicated emails, those personalized emails, those emails that we all love to get from brands. The next thing we also did is we really reimagined that workflow to make it where it's a set workflow that even includes building and testing. Marketers, unfortunately, don't test as much as they should. And this is one of the ways we've simplified it to really help that marketer make sure they're going to do all the testing at the end to make sure that that personalization and that dynamic content and that predictive content is working for every last user. And the last thing, again, as I mentioned before, is we have that single experience for a send flow. So it's really a streamlined workflow. It's one set system where it's 4 steps. You're going to walk through fewer steps to make sure you make less mistakes. It's going to give you all the information you need to actually have confidence, hit that send button. And again, it's the same send flow no matter where it is in the Marketing Cloud. So why don't we go ahead into the demo and take a look at what this actually looks like to the end user.
Yeah.
So here I am inside of Marketing Cloud. At the top, I can see all of my studios and all of my builders. And I'm going to start over in Content Builder, that new content repository I just talked about. And what's great about Content Builder is now, again, all of our assets are in one place. You have folders, you have file structures, everything's filterable, everything's taggable, everything's searchable. So I can go ahead and look at my thumbnail view. I can see what types of content blocks I have here, easily search for images or videos. In this case, I'm going to actually finish that Father's Day email that I started earlier this week, but actually haven't gone all the way through yet. So I can see this email, clicked on my little tag here to look at just the emails, got my email. I'm going to go ahead and edit this email. Right away now, I'm in that new email creation flow I talked about. I've got 3 steps. I'm going to define my properties, create my content, preview and test it, and then once I'm done with that, I'll actually be able to move on to that next step of actually doing the send flow. So I can choose my template, I can see my email name, I can add a description, I can figure out where I'm saving it. Now I can walk through it. And right away, you'll notice this is a brand new drag and drop, easy to use editor. So I have all of these blocks, and I can just click one and drag it over to the email and drop it in. On top of that, we've made it really easy to add personalization to both the subject line and the pre-header. So now I can just click on these, easily add personalization, easily add dynamic content. All of this is accessible, no more advanced features required to do any of this, just drag and drop rule-based. You can see the email is always going to be changing in real time as I actually edit anything here. I can look at what the images look like. I can see how my dynamic content's going to look. And I have extra blocks here at the bottom in case I want to add anything else. And we've really taken the most powerful features that our customers wanted and made them simple. For example, if I click on the dynamic block, this used to require AmpScript, this used to require additional coding. Now I can do it all in a drag and drop system that will actually create the AmpScript for me. So I can see my default content, I can look at my different rules, preview what that content's going to look like for each rule, and as I click on each of these, the actual offer in the email is going to change. So in this case, my default content is for the runner. Rule 1 is people who are interested in camping are going to get camping equipment. And then Rule 2 is people who are interested in winter are going to get an offer about the ads for snow. If I continue moving on, actually now I want to make sure I can preview this. I want to preview and test this. I want to make sure what I see is actually what I want my customers to see. So I can go through and select a list. In this case, I'm going to select my dynamic preview. It's a little test list I have. I'm going to walk through it. And as I actually load this, I can now see the contact information, who I'm testing to, the email address, the date it was last created and updated, the name, first name, last name, the actual home address, all the information I want. And I see at the bottom, this person's interested in camping. So hopefully as I scroll down, we're going to see that the camping offer is here. And as I click through each user, I can see that personalization changes in the subject line. I can see that this person is interested in winter. And as I scroll down, sure enough, the offer is now winter. And I keep checking these, and I can see that this is definitely working. My personalization is all good. And I'm actually ready to go ahead and send this email. So if I jump into the send flow, again, it's easy, 4 steps, easy process. First thing I have is my properties. I can define them. I can one last time make sure my subject's correct, look at my pre-header. I can see what address this email is going to be sent from. Everything here looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and select my audience. Now I can go look at my lists, figure out who do I want to send this to. I'm going to send this to my entire email population since it's relevant for everyone for Father's Day. I can choose exclusions. I can choose suppressions. All of this is here. I can choose to send this immediately or schedule it for later. And then last but not least, I've got like my checkout page before I send that email. I'm able to review everything. I can see who it's from. I can see the subject line. I can see if I have a pre-header. One last time to look at that email, see who I'm sending it to, how many emails I'm sending, who am I excluding. All of it's right here. And I have this, even this little last safety. I got to make sure I check this information before I send. So really doing everything we can to put that marketer at ease before they go ahead and hit that send button on that email and send it out to thousands of people. And that is the new Email Studio and Content Builder.
That is a great new Email Studio and Content Builder. As somebody who has tried to live in that world before, I mean, the things that you can do with drag and drop interface just saves so much time. You made it look so easy. So if I'm a customer, I mean, the next step for me is obviously I want to get my hands on this. So how do I go about testing this out?
Yeah, so we're in open beta right now. So any Marketing Cloud customer can log into their instance of Marketing Cloud. And if they go into that email app today, in the upper right-hand corner, they're going to see a box they can click on to opt into these new tools.
Okay. So when is the Email Studio and Content Builder going to be generally available for everyone then?
So we're going to have general availability for everyone, for all Marketing Cloud users in July.
That's soon. So let's say I move to these new tools and I love them, but there is still some use for the old tools. Am I still going to have access to those?
Yeah, I mean, what we didn't want to have happen is that Friday the marketer logs in, they need to get an email out, and there's just something they just don't know how to do yet in the new system. So at the click of a button, you can revert back to the old system. You can click to revert back to the new system. And we've even built in the ability to migrate all of your old content into the new system.
The first thing that we're going to talk about today is, so you've seen the new tools. One of the things we're also doing is we're mobilizing Marketing Cloud. So how do you actually run your marketing business from your phone? So we just introduced, just a couple of weeks ago, the brand new Marketing Cloud mobile app. It's available for you to download today through iTunes. And here's some of the key things that we're doing in the first iteration. So we're working with mobilizing kind of the key metrics that most customers use for emails, for journeys, for automations. So you can see how things are performing and what actions need to take based on that. So because of that actions piece, we're actually also adding some key functionality that most marketers would need to use wherever they are. So things like pausing an email. Something's wrong, we need to pause it so we can, change or do whatever you need to do. You can cancel an email if something's scheduled and you want to be able to cancel those emails. And then really, as you look at managing brands, a lot of our customers have a lot of many different brands that they manage through Marketing Cloud. So very easily switching back and forth between those brands. And then, as I said, all of this is available to all of our Marketing Cloud customers for free. As we move on, the other capabilities we've looked at is how do you look at Marketing Cloud as a whole? It's a huge platform. What areas do we market or mobilize first, right? So we're actually starting with the builders first. So if you can see in this picture here, you'll see we're looking at Email Studio, Mobile Studio, Social Studio, which is actually its own application already today, so you can download that, and then Advertising Studio and Web Studio. So we're going to add those studios add in some of those capabilities for each of those studios in terms of being able to send, looking at the metrics, etc. And then over time, as we look at additional capabilities that marketers are looking for, we're going to start to add those capabilities from a builder perspective. And then Journey Builder is kind of the glue that puts it all together. So Journey Builder obviously is going to be in there as well. And we're also looking at going a lot deeper with the metrics. So as we look at kind of the ability to look at an email, we're looking at adding the ability to do also looking at contacts and stuff like that. So we're going to do a lot more things related to that as we look at mobilizing the Marketing Cloud. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to jump into the demo so I can show you the app and what it looks like on my mobile device. So as the user first gets in, they're actually going to launch into the calendar view. The calendar view really supports the ability to look at what messages are planned for that day, what messages are going to go out or have gone out, and that way I can click on each of those messages and actually go into the details and look at the metrics. And I can switch back and forth between the days or weeks if I wanted to. So I can see messages that were sent in the past. I can see messages that are planned for the future as well, relatively easily. I can filter those messages too. So if I wanted to, I can say, I only want to see my push messages that are planned for the next couple of days. Or I only want to see these specific campaigns that are planned. So I can filter those very easily as well. So that's really kind of the purpose of the calendar. Very quick way for you to get into individual messages. I can then move on to email. And within the email tab, we essentially have three key areas: my scheduled emails, my in-progress emails, and my complete emails. Within the scheduled emails, I can actually select an email. I can see what that looks like. I can make sure that all the parameters for that email look good. And if something doesn't look good, I can cancel the email very easily from the cancel email right here. Or I can actually tap onto that, and it will generate the actual preview that's going to be sent. So then I can zoom in, kind of what that email that was just sent right here talked about, so I can see what those previews look like and make sure that everything looks good from an email perspective. I can also go back into my in-progress tabs. So if something is paused or something is in progress, so let's say I've got an email that's being sent to 2 million people, and it's a sale and the customer center is swamped. So if you want to, you can actually just swipe to the left here. You can pause it. You can resume it. Really makes life simple wherever you are. And then you can look at your completed tab for emails. I can select any of the emails, and I can look through all the metrics for that. So I can see the email performance, uniques, clicks. I can see my send performance, unengaged subscribers, and then also other information related to how many people was actually sent to, etc. Best of all, you can share all of this. So if the metrics looks awesome, you can just say, hey, I'll share this. I'll share all the charts, and I can share them with my entire team. I can share them via Slack, Chatter, whatever the case may be. You can have the ability to kind of share that very easily. And then as we move on to automations, the Marketing Cloud, there's a lot of stuff that happens before these emails get sent out. So all your automations are running through Marketing Cloud. We want to make sure that those are all available for the users to see. Everything looks good. The data that I'm getting is performing well. And I can see all the different statuses. I can see when was the last run, next run. Again, same thing. We're going through all the different metrics. I can actually look through my entire workflow. So I can see step 1, step 2, step 3, what those actions are. And the best of all, if something is running right now, you'll be able to see that this step is what's running in the automation. And if there was an error in the automation, it'll tell you what step it failed on. So you can very easily respond back to someone and say, hey, something's wrong. Let's work on fixing it. Within journeys, you have the ability to see all set of journeys, what are running. You can see that I've got the abandoned cart in this example, which is above goal, and then I've got case closed, which is below goal. So I can see what's above goal, below goal, very quickly, easily, and then I can tap into one of those and look through the actual performance metrics. So in this case, I can see, for this specific version, I've got 7,500 population that's entered. I can look at the actual performance of, what those metrics looks like. And I can also see version-related information. So I've got version 1, 2, 3. I can see how this performance is changing. Is it getting better? Is it getting worse? What do I need to change? And then I also have activities. So I can go into activities. And the activities is a unique screen. One of the things that we've done with Journey Builder is kind of look at how we can simplify it into a mobile-first view. And this is kind of our approach to it. And we're kind of evolving and changing it as needed based on customer needs and requests. Within activities, I can actually see all my activities that are planned, and I can see them via a descending order. So I can say that, all right, this is the email within the journey that most people went through or consumed, or what do you want to call it. And then I can kind of see all the different activities based on that. And then as I look at a performance, I can see which path, right? A journey can be complex and can have many different paths. What I really want to find out is which path is the most engaging path for our customers and which path is the least engaging. So you can see path 3, no one went through that. So what does that mean? Is that really how I want this journey to behave? Do I need to change something? It really kind of gives you the idea of what you need to change and make changes to for a specific journey. And then I can look through my events within that journey, what that path looks like. I can see the appropriate metrics for each of those paths as well. But there's more. You can also look at campaigns. You can look at business units. So we talked about business units. You can switch back and forth between those business units as well. And the other part is around navigation. So not everyone uses journeys, not everyone uses campaigns, etc. So depending on what you use the most, I can easily drag and drop these icons over here and move the order. So if I wanted email to be the first one, I can just drag and drop it, and then I can change the order in which the app launches to the first screen. And then obviously if you are a full Salesforce customer, you can launch into Salesforce 1, you can use Social Studio, so you can go back and forth between those applications. Best of all, you can send us feedback. Tell us how you feel, what's working, what's not working. We're taking all these inputs from customers and really enhancing our roadmap based on those customer inputs. So that's really the overall high-level view of the mobile app in terms of what it's doing. As we look at kind of the future in terms of what we want to work on, there's some 3 key areas that we're focusing on pretty much for the next few months. So the first one is send email. And one of the requests we've gotten is, so we've got email, you can see the metrics, I want to be able to send it from anywhere. So we're actually working with the team right now. So you saw the new content flow that Bobby talked about. We're actually working on using that and mobilizing that to do a send email flow. We're also working on approvals. So how do you approve directly from the mobile app? So you can make life easier for a marketer. They don't have to log into a laptop, look at everything. They can do everything from the phone. And then lastly, we're adding other studios. So Mobile Studio is one of those. And the first item we're going to add from Mobile Studio is Mobile Connect. And that's really kind of the plan over the next few months in terms of what we're doing with the mobile app. But there's a lot more to come.
Excellent. What I really love is that we're not just exposing critical data to our Marketing Cloud customers. We're providing them an avenue to actually take action on that and to really run all of their business out of the palm of their hand. It's incredible. So anybody with an iPhone that sees this is going to be thrilled.
Correct.
But what about our customers who aren't using iPhones? Is this iOS only right now, or what's
yes.
the deal?
So it is a iOS only application right now. It's available on the iTunes. It will work on your iPhone and iPad. And we're working right now towards an Android. We don't have any timelines yet, but it's something that's going to come in the future.
Excellent. So, another question that pops up is one of the hot topics around mobile these days is always going to be security. And something that we're a big fan of here is using SSO, single sign-on, to protect our platform.
Yeah.
Now, does this app support SSO?
So currently it's limited that we don't support single sign-on. It's definitely something that we're looking at supporting. Again, it's one of the items that's going to come in the future. But I know as today, if you use single sign-on, unfortunately the app's not going to allow you to log in today.
Okay. So something that the admin in me loved was, again, seeing those quick actions that we could take on the mobile app. But, any good admin knows that we shouldn't provide those actions for everybody. So how can I make sure that not everybody in my company has access, like cancel, pause, and those kind of actions for emails?
Definitely. So every permission that you see on the app is governed by the web permissions that are defined by the administrator. So if a user doesn't have access to sending, they're not going to be able to send. If the user doesn't have access to pause, cancel, etc. They won't be able to do that. And the same goes for all the different apps within it. So if you don't have access to automations as a user, you're not going to be able to access automations on the mobile app as well. So we respect all those permissions that are defined in the web app as well.
I'm going to be talking about how lead capture is now available within Advertising Studio to all Marketing Cloud customers. And this is really about the ability to create an end-to-end lead generation pipeline from acquiring a new customer to picking up the phone, calling them, and closing your pipeline today. So lead capture lets you automate leads flowing directly from a Facebook ad into either Marketing Cloud or Sales Cloud and Pardot, so that you can take action on them directly as part of a customer journey. You can find a qualified audience who you think is going to be a good person for your campaign, run an ad directly to them, and then the results of that ad directly within Facebook, they'll see a lead, they'll say, yes, I want more information, yes, I want to get a call back, let's say, fill out their information directly in a mobile optimized form directly on Facebook, and the data from that flows into Marketing Cloud or via Journey Builder and Marketing Cloud Lightning into Sales Cloud as well. And this is something that's going to be available right now to all Marketing Cloud customers who have data extensions. This has a couple of major advantages for us in that the traditional lead capture form on Facebook is a very powerful ad unit on its own. It is a unit that's really designed for mobile, and like you can see on this slide, a customer will fill out their name and email automatically because that will be pre-populated from Facebook. And as an advertiser, you can add any custom fields you want. For example, you can add what you're interested in for Bobby's story if you're a hiker, a backpacker, or a skier, and that can be a simple drop-down. And all they have to do is click that drop-down, hit submit within the Facebook app, and from a user point of view, they are done with the ad. For us, that data is going to flow directly into Marketing Cloud. If you aren't using us, of course, you can also do this, but the data will instead flow just straight into a CSV file. And the problem we had, and the problem we really wanted to solve with this new application, is the data gets lost. CSV files work, but they end up piled up on someone's desk once a week, once a month. Someone downloads that CSV file from Facebook, shoots over an email to someone in marketing operations, says, here's a pile of new leads. They upload them into a system, and then a month later, that moment of intent, that part of the customer journey where they said, yes, I want to hear from your brand, is lost. Instead, we're going to shorten the response time and shorten how long it takes to close that lead by connecting that data directly to Marketing Cloud. Now let's take a look at what that actually looks like. Right now we're in Marketing Cloud, and in Marketing Cloud we're going to click on Advertising Audiences. And in there we can create who do we want to target with this ad campaign. Let's say we want to target everyone who looks like our best email customers today. So we're going to send this audience to Facebook, and it's going to pull directly from a data extension or a group that we already have in Marketing Cloud. So for the purpose of the demo, we'll take a list or a data extension, and we're going to make that be my current email customers. I could also choose from a variety of templates we have as well. From there, I'm going to say I want to match those email addresses in a safe and privacy-secure way. We're sending only hashed email addresses so your personal data never leaves Marketing Cloud, directly to Facebook. And all I have to do is hit activate, and I will get those audiences available to advertise to today. Once I have an audience of my own customers that I want to advertise to, I can also say I want to advertise to the people who look most like them on Facebook. And so let's do that. We have, within Advertising Studio, the ability to build a campaign, let's say, again, using our Northern Trail demo environment that we've been using throughout today, for lead generation. And all I have to do is, again, this works great on both desktop and mobile, and I want to target that audience we just saw. And I'm going to target a lookalike audience of my high-value hiking customers, let's say. So an audience of people I know are going to work for me and the people who look like them on Facebook. Then all I'm going to do is pick a lead gen campaign that I already have set up with a great body text. In this case, I pulled in a already existing post of an example body and an example image. set my budget and bid, and I can have a campaign live right there. Now, from a user point of view, and this is a preview tool that Facebook has for us, I can say, I want to preview this using my own personal data, just so I can show you how quick and easy this is. So this is what an ad would look like on Facebook once I've already clicked on it. Let's say I'm a hiker. And it, again, auto-populated my name and my personal email address because I'm logged into Facebook right now. For a user, all they do is they hit submit, and the lead has been submitted, and this will automatically pull into Marketing Cloud. To make that automatic pull-in, and this is the new thing in Marketing Cloud today, I'm going to set up a new lead capture task. To do that, I say create a new lead capture task. It's going to pull in the lead capture forms available to me on my Facebook page. And you'll see I already have one imported, and the example lead form I just showed on the previous page is right here. So we're going to confirm selection and continue. Yep, that's the one I want. Submit the lead capture task. And just like that, I have a new lead capture task that's sending data directly as a data extension in Marketing Cloud. To see that data, I can just take a look at where my data is in the first place. And if I go and take a look at my data extensions, I have a new example newsletter form data right here, and this got created just a second ago. And if I hit view data on this, you'll see no data in this one because you're going to see the data pull in real time as I submit leads. So for example, here's the lead that we just submitted a second ago in the form we just created. And again, it says that I'm a hiker, my name, and I can do anything with this data I can do with any other data within Marketing Cloud, whether that's subscribe them to an email list, use them for a new marketing campaign, send them my Father's Day promotions. And that is the power of lead capture within Marketing Cloud.
A lot of the customers who are watching right now are also Sales Cloud users. How does what you just showed us play along with the Sales Cloud that they use all the time also?
That's a great question. That's something we're really excited about because a lot of the time, a B2B customer using Sales Cloud may want to act on those leads within their Sales Cloud as part of the rest of their lead gen pipeline. And you can take this data and have it flow with Journey Builder and Marketing Cloud Lightning directly into Sales Cloud. So if you want every time a new lead comes in, let's say for a new offer, someone to pick up the phone and call them and say, hey, it looks like you're interested in this, that can be a flow that you can have automated on the back end for you.
What if we shift industries? What if I am a bank or an insurance company? How can we make this work for me?
That's one of the more powerful use cases here because you can use a lot of types of ads to reach someone for an email subscription. It's a one-click sign up on your website with the traditional ad, for example. But what's really nice about this is let's say you want to have a new credit card offer. You can have a lead form that says, I'm interested in your credit card, and I am probably qualified because I have a net worth over X, for example, or I'm in the right geographic area. That data will auto-flow into Marketing Cloud, and you can say, oh, here's someone who I want to call, or here's someone I want to send a physical mail object to. And that lets us engage with our customer where they went from seeing an ad on their mobile device to getting a phone call or a physical piece of mail all directly within Marketing Cloud.
Then what products do I really need in order to get started?
To capture the new leads, all you need is any Marketing Cloud account with a data extension. To, of course, build the audiences and run the campaigns as well, you also need Advertising Studio as a whole. I'd love to also show you just two new things that are also coming within Marketing Cloud as well in this deck. We also want to show briefly that we also have Google Customer Match that's coming out in this release and should be available to all Advertising Studio customers today. And this expands what I just showed you for creating audiences on Facebook to Google Search, YouTube, and Gmail as well, and lets you really enhance your advertising on Google Search, which is a $46 billion market this year alone, with the power of your customer data. So for example, spend more advertising on search to your best customers. Exclude customers who have already, for example, opened that credit card from a search ad because they're no longer relevant to the campaign. Or use who your best customers are to build lookalike campaigns on YouTube or Gmail and reach them as well. And this really will help increase advertising efficiency on a new platform for us, in addition to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. The other thing I want to show that is coming up instead of available today is Journey Builder ads. And this builds on what Bobby and Mahir were showing and takes advertising and makes it really, really easy for everyone, for all of our email customers, by making it possible to build a very lightweight ad within a customer journey and make advertising part of that journey so I can synchronize an email and an ad all at the same time, all within Journey Builder. And this will be a limited rollout right now and broader availability in a few months.
I'm really excited to talk to you guys today about the new Marketing Command Center. This is a whole new way of reaching our customers and our employees. We'd like to talk at Salesforce about connecting your customers and your employees in a whole new way, and extending on the great work that Mahir showed you about taking what we know and the great web application experience of Marketing Cloud and bringing it on your phones. You can do your business from your phone. We're expanding that to a whole new experience, a big screen, sort of lean back experience where you can see what's going on with your customers, with your campaigns and your content in real time. So let me just jump right in and tell you a little bit about it. The Command Center actually started as an extension of our social products and has been out for some time in that capacity. And our customers love this product. They put it up on their big screen walls in their cafeteria, their atrium, outside their executive offices. And you can see the voice of the customer happening as it's coming in. As people are saying things on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, you can actually understand both the individual verbatims of what they're saying, but also the aggregate sentiment and volumes at scale. So we took this really powerful medium that we developed for social and extended it to other channels. We made it possible for you to see your marketing engagement in real time. So as you send out emails, you can see how those emails are performing. You can see your open rates, your click rates, your unsubscribe rates. Put those writ large on the big screen for everyone to consume and see exactly the effectiveness of the messaging that you're putting out there. We've also connected into Service Cloud as well. So with Service Cloud, you can see your case volume coming in. You can see your time to close. You can see how you're doing against your SLAs. You can see a leaderboard of who's closing cases fastest. So we've taken what was once a social-only tool and expanded it across the Salesforce ecosystem with a big focus on Marketing Cloud. I like to say that with this tool, we can make our customers heroes, right? No longer do you have to toil in obscurity creating email content that nobody else gets to see or understands the impact of. Now you can put it up and let everyone understand it. So no more slides. Let me jump in and show you the product. So I'm going to demonstrate this for you right now. So here you can see the social aspect of the Command Center here. You can see what people are talking about, in this case around Salesforce brand. And you can see influencers saying different things. The size of the bubble is indicative of how popular that Twitter handle is, and you can see some of what they're saying. In a second, you'll see the screen reload, and we'll see a feed coming in of social content in real time, all mentioning brands and terms I care about. We've got lots of great different visualizations there, but let me jump over and show you the new Service Cloud screen. So as I mentioned before, you can see number of cases over a period. In this case, we're looking at 30 days. We can see my case volume inbound, my close rate outbound. I can see my breakdown by social channel here of the number of different cases I'm closing and see my time to close. On the right here, you can see the feed of what people are saying to my brand for cases that are already closed, because you don't want your CEO running out and be like, why aren't we dealing with this case? These are cases that are already dealt with. And you can see down in the bottom who are the top closers for a given period. So add a little bit of healthy competition in there, right? So this has been a screen that's been out for a few months, great traction with some key customers there. And the newest member of this family is now the email performance screen. So it's pretty straightforward in terms of how it's structured, but it's pretty powerful in terms of what it does. So here we can look at our promotion for a recent London World Tour Salesforce event we had. You can see down here when I click into it, the preview of the content rendered in HTML, and I can see my engagement right here. So of my 100,000 customers, I targeted my audience. Delivery went through to 93% of them, and then we actually didn't have a great open rate on this one, 8,000 opens out of 93,000 sends. But good news is we actually got some decent click rate and low unsubscribe rate on these. So we can see these. I can jump through these different emails and I can see how they performed. Okay, so this set the stage to inspire and engage. This is super popular, right? I can even click in and see a preview of the email in a little bit more detail if I want to see what exactly did or didn't perform especially well. This is fictitious data, of course. I'm not showing you our real Salesforce email performance. So we premiered this at Connections this year in Atlanta, and it's been really, really well received. I think a lot of email marketers are really, really excited to see this kind of visibility into their work in terms of their impact on the business. And it's just a fun, sort of differentiated way to showcase what's going on inside your organization.
How do I get my hands on it? Like, what do I have to do?
It's a great question, and I'm really excited to announce that we have a free trial of the Command Center right now. So if you talk to your account executive or success manager, they can get you started on a free trial. We have a 30-day trial. We can try it out for yourself and see how it suits you.
Okay, awesome. So, I've got my hands around what you showed us, but what are some other very creative ways that our customers can use this powerful new tool?
It's a good question, and I actually have a slide here for this. We've seen a lot of different installations of command centers. There's sort of a more operational command center, like a NOC or a heads-up operational space, where a bunch of people are working in desks together and they can look up and see shared metrics. But actually where we've seen this get some of the most impressive traction is with executive evangelism, right? So you put these up in prominent places for everyone to see. Mark Benioff actually has one outside of his office to hear what his customers are saying to him. And to really increase the visibility of what's going on inside an organization. We got one customer who even has it in their cafeteria, so that every customer in their business can see what, every employee in their business can see what their customers are saying, unfiltered, as it's coming in. We've seen it also great for pop-ups at events, right? Stand up a command center to augment what's the buzz around your event or around a product launch at an event. So there's no end to the different ways you can use this. Don't limit it by just the idea of like a pure command center environment. It can be used in any number of ways.
Absolutely. So, this looks like a tremendous next step in the terms of social listening. So what is the next step for the next step? What is next for the command center?
Well, that's what's so great about moving beyond from social to all of the marketing scope. We've got this great email screen. As we know, that's the bread and butter for a lot of our customers. But where we want to go next is expanding the number of screens and visualizations we present. We actually have coming out in our next release a Journey Builder visualization screen, so you can see your different journeys in play. Again, kind of similar to what Mahir showed on the phone, but in a sort of novel visualization on the big screen. The bigger the bubble, the bigger the journey, the more people are going through it, and you can see the status and whether or not you're meeting your goals for that. And that's just the second of many screens we're going to be rolling out to support Marketing Cloud. We're looking at other ones around ads and other channels as well.
Well, that just about wraps it for all the content we had today. Thank you for joining us for this special presentation of Salesforce Release Readiness. We wish you the best in success.